Hi everybody, and welcome. Um, to give a very brief introduction about myself, I am CA Adukia. I am a personal branding coach. I work with growth minded, practicing chartered accountants to help them multiply their practice so they become successful and gain authority and respect. So I work around personal branding for professionals, for entrepreneurs, and I have been training at various colleges for awareness and also taking sessions on communication, interview skills, grooming being a major part. And I have had clients from various corporates like PwC, Kotak Bank, HSBC, and a lot of corporates and a lot of chartered accountants as my clients. So today here we are going to talk majorly on two topics. One is financial planning, and second is personal branding, especially for chartered accountants. So to talk on financial planning, we have Pranav with us, CA Pranav Thakkar. So he is one of the youngest person in India to hold both CA and CFA degree at the early age of 22. Amazing. He has been a stock market enthusiast since the age of 19, and since then he started his venture into trading on stock markets and also spreading the awareness about financial planning. So he's an enthusiastic learner and he's also educating students, which is very important today. He's educating students on financial awareness workshops. He's taking financial awareness workshops and he's taken these workshops at prestigious institutes like NMIMS, NM, Jai Hind, Hans Raj, and many such institutes. He's also been a content writer and he writes a lot of content on finances, stock markets, and these subjects. Along with this, so after so many things, he is also an analyst working with Algazar and Marshall. He works for profit improvement of companies and also works with a lot of private equity firms and venture capitalists. So thank you so much, Pranav, for being here today and giving us your time to talk on this very important aspect of financial planning.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction. You just started when you're a student, I know that you've trained around 15,000 or even more professionals like me. I've been around in one of your sessions as well, and I think the skills that you are imparting to professionals, it's a niche and it's very important. In a way that how you communicate, how you present yourself, all these things are very important because as professionals we might have the technical knowledge, technical know-how of things, how law functions or how finance works, everything. But how do I tell it to my clients कि ऐसे काम होता है? It's important that you communicate, and I think that is one skill which is really important. We don't have that as part of our curriculum in any of the courses, and hence it becomes more important for people like you to spread awareness and spread knowledge on these topics. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Pranav. So sweet of you. So yes, I remember Pranav as a very, uh, you know, fun-loving yet a very sincere student who was very enthusiastic about the whole GMCS thing. A bit nervous, but still very enthusiastically he took part in the activities and loved having you there. So, Pranav, you know, uh, at the age of 19, when people are into partying and making friends and going around, enjoying their life, you understood the importance of finances, having a good financial plan, or in a very simple terms, managing your finances. What dragged you into stock market at the age of 19?
I've been always a finance buff, and my dad is into banks, and my brother's into stock market. So I've have that had a family around finance, not exactly into stock markets, but around finance. So we have this discussions on various stocks, कि ये ऊपर हो गया, ये हो गया, everything. I mean, if there's a finance minister coming in live to make some announcement, we discuss that. So and it's been like that since years, not after I've started it, but since years, and that's the background that I've grown up in. And hence, because of that, I feel that had a lot of influence on me uh, taking interest into stock markets, learning about things, and eventually I realized that managing money is something which comes, I mean, as a skill, it comes handy to everyone. Be it a doctor, be it an engineer, everyone would be working. They would be getting paid for their services, and at the end of the day, they have to decide what they need to do with their money. So personal finance is not only for finance professionals or something like that. They can always help other people to manage money, but eventually it's for everyone. I would say it's very important skill for everyone.
So, like you have done CFA also, did CFA degree help you in your stock market journey, or is it or any other way that people can start their stock market trading, or do they need CFA?
So I mean, not just talk about any skill for that matter. Personally believe there are two things that you can do. It could either be a professional course or it could be a book. I really don't recommend people doing courses from other people who have done the CFA course or something like that, because it's important that you take these knowledge piece as direct as you can. So a book will give you a very direct uh, form of knowledge.
Insights, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Instead of that, if let's say I have read a book and if I am telling you something about that book, that would be my perception of that
Correct.
author. And that
Correct.
author has already written the book based on his perception. So it's a
Correct.
perception of a perception which dilutes the knowledge in a way. So
Wow.
it could either be a book that you can read on stock markets. There are a lot of books that are available on finance to start your journey with, or you can do a professional course. Why I chose a professional course was because you have to pay for it. And if it gets, I mean, you get serious about it when it comes to money. uh, I was trading before I started CFI. I started trading in markets since I started my articleship, since I got my first stipend. So that was my first investment into markets. That didn't go really well, obviously, for obvious reasons: lack of experience, lack of knowledge, combined with impatience. So I thought that I need to take this thing very seriously if I have to do it full time. Hence, I thought I should do it more professionally in a structured way. And hence, I thought I'll do some course. CFA, not exactly, not directly. Not, it's not that if you do CFA, you'll probably excel in markets for sure. It's not a guarantee, but it definitely gives you a structured approach to things.
Correct.
It gives you maybe if let's say you have to climb 100 steps, you will probably start at 20. So it gives you that push. After studying CFA, you will get a good understanding of things. You will get a better understanding of things. And it again all depends on how you implement and execute your emotions when you're in the life market. So again, that is a different story, but it will give you a push definitely.
Perfect. Very well said. I mean, people today run after courses. I've seen so many people just for the heck of it, or just they think, okay, this course will, yes, of course, degrees do add value and gives you respect. But other than that, it's all about how much do you invest your time in gaining the knowledge. It's not about just reading, it's about understanding and gaining that knowledge, and also experience. If you, like you said, if you don't dive into it, you won't understand the waters. So you really have to experience the whole process. Any one book, or something that you would recommend for stock market trading?
Uh, if you want to just like get into personal
A
finance,
very basic, a very
yeah, I
basic
mean,
one.
it's a very common, it's a very famous book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, that will give you a good sense of thinking why you need to get into markets. Uh, you know, uh, it's not about getting into markets, making money off it. It's about being passionate about something. Even if you learn these things, but if you're interested into something else, things won't work out. So first thing is that you need to be passionate about that thing. You need to be passionate about trading ki हाँ यही करना है. If once you are sure of that, once you are convinced that this is the thing, so for that probably Rich Dad Poor Dad is a good start to it, and then probably you can dive deeper into more technical books. There's one book by a Japanese trader called The Candlestick Start, which will give you a good insight on how technicals work, how trading works. There's a book by I think it's Ben Graham, Intelligent Investor. One book is One Up on the Wall Street. These books will actually give you a very good market understanding. It will give you a good feel of how things work, and it's like a long process. You might not have visibility on the end goal, but it's a highway, right? You just walk through it. वो light follow हो जाएगा. You will make your own way. And once you are in the journey, you will obviously meet new people. They'll guide you. You'll guide them. वो interactions होते जाएंगे, and then you will find your own path. It's always I've always done that. I mean, I did not know कि probably at the age of 24, whatever I've been here, I don't think मैं ये सोच के आया था कि इतना होने वाला है या जो भी होने वाला है.
Correct,
It's
correct.
not planned. It's just you encounter and experience things on the way.
So, you, even you have started very early, managing your finances by baby steps, but you did. So, why is it important for a teenager to manage their finances?
Okay. I mean, managing finances or anything. I mean, why is it important to start early? I'll answer that. To be honest, in the hindsight, when I'm 24 today, I believe that I'm glad that I started at 19 because I failed miserably at 19. But what it costs, nothing. Because I hadn't invested much. I mean, even if I had lost 100% of my capital back then, it was like 10, 15, 20K, which is right now at this age, I feel it's okay. I can recover that money very quickly. So it's at the age of 18, at the age of 19, when you're in your teenage or let's say 2021, if you start something, if you fail at it, you don't have much like many things to lose in terms of financial support, in terms of time. You have time, right? College hai, time to
Right.
hai. You have time.
Your
You can
capacity
afford
to take in the risk is higher.
Yes. So I believe that you should start young, you fail fast, you learn faster, and you start something really quick after that. And these experiences, no startup will have the first shot right and get a funding in the first year itself, right? It will be a learning process. There will be multiple iterations that would come in uh, to finally see the product that you are seeing. iPhone 12 that you see today, it's been an iteration over the years from iPhone to iPhone 5, 7, abhi 12 aa gaya. It's an
Correct.
iteration. It's a process, right? So no one will get the first shot hit as a six. Just just play the field, be in the game. It's always about longevity. How longer you can sustain in the game. If you are doing that, probably you will find that edge. Maybe 3 years down the line, maybe 5 years down the line. And I believe that don't think of any business, not just stock market or trading or anything, as a quick rich, scheme. You become a doctor. In fact, you take any skills, it is recommended that you take around 10,000 hours of study, 10,000 hours of work to master that skill. It could be engineering, doctor, CA में भी होता है, जो भी है, कोई भी skill, it takes 10,000 hours. So how can we expect that in 3 months of reading few books and trading around, you can probably make millions out of it? It won't happen. Like, it will take time. So
Correct.
for me, I understood that कि थोड़ा टाइम देना पड़ेगा. Start में I was impatient. And hence I lost money as well. But as I said, that money was, I mean, if I see it today, it was not that much and it was affordable. So it's good that I started at that age. अगर आज मैंने start किया होता, probably I started with a larger amount because of whatever accumulated savings which I had in these 5 years. And probably वो चला जाता. वो ज़्यादा होता.
Correct.
So it doesn't
वो
make
ज़्यादा
sense.
दुखता.
Exactly.
And so, how do you recommend them? What are the steps they can take, or how should they start managing their finances?
Right. So basic things. Stock markets वो सब तो बहुत बाद में आएगा. Very basic things start with what you have. So what you have is money. Where you spend it, make a note of it. So I started with preparing a very small journal, like a simple one pager. On the left hand side, I used to write the expenses. On the right hand side, I used to write the income sources. ये जो भी. If you're a college student, it could be very simple as a pocket money, or let's say if you're interning somewhere, a stipend could be there.
Correct.
The left hand side, it would be expensive food, and right, the minutest of the minutest expense that you do. Even if you are having a idli after your college, write that. It will give you a sense of spending. Where are you spending? What are you spending on? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it good in the long run? If you are going for a party, is it good that you are drinking or not? ये सब चीजें आपको नोट करनी है. After a month or two, you will realize your spending habits. You will realize where you are spending, how you are spending, how much you are spending. Is it, and also you'll get a good understanding of how much time you're spending on these things, and is it actually worthy of giving that much time and money. Eventually you
Correct.
will realize that there are few expenses, there are few habits that you need to cut down. It really won't work. Longevity wise, it won't work, and you have to cut down on these things. Probably that amount of saving that you do will now get converted into investments, and that's how you will start investing. If you're earning 10,000, invest 2,000. If you're earning 1 lakh, invest 20,000. Keep that ratio very constant, so that you, even if you grow very rich very fast, you are actually investing, and that investments will probably give you returns. It's like an obligation that you're doing to your future self. It's for you.
Correct.
So that is how it should be. You should have a very good understanding of your expenses and income. That's the starting point. And then eventually you will figure out कि ये पैसा भी बच रहा है तो क्या करें, बच रहा है तो फिर इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, इन्वेस्ट करना है तो क्या करें, and then you will learn about investing. So it's a gradual process. You will probably figure out answers to your own questions, but for that you will have to have that question. अभी कैसा हो रहा है कि you have 10,000 rupees, you're spending all of it, पैसे है ही नहीं तो invest कैसे करेंगे, you don't have
Correct.
that question.
I think one thing that they can do is, if you have like even for example, if you have a pocket money of 1,000, make sure when you receive that 1,000. I used to do that. This when I received my pocket money, उसमें से समझो 10%, 20% मैंने पहले ही निकाल के साइड में रख दिया कि this I have to invest, this goes in my investing, and बाकी I have to spend. सो इट्स नॉट कि उतना इन्वेस्ट करो जितना बच गया, नहीं, उतना खर्चा करो जितना तुम्हारे पास बचा है.
Yes. That's a
And
very good equation to have. If you invest on the first date of the month, फिर आपके बाकी के 25 दिन अच्छे से जाएंगे. You'll obviously automatically spend lesser. So
correct.
that's good way to it. So I wanted to ask you this actually. Since I've just started creating content on financial terms, stock markets, etc. I've been training around to colleges, but that's a small group of people. I probably train around 100, 150 people at a time. But I thought that social media, jab se wo aaya, I think it has taken impetus and a great momentum. So according to you, how important is personal branding as a concept for like people like me who are finance professionals trying to impart knowledge in whatever little ways that they can? How important is personal branding? And also, if you can just throw some light around these are niche topics. I don't think people actually focus a lot of time on this, but I feel it's very important. Personally, it's very important for everyone around us. So
Everyone
you can
around.
spend some time on that.
Sure. So, personal branding, like you said, it's a very niche topic and something not very popular with people, and people have doubts or they don't know what personal branding is. So, let's break it down in very simple terms. Personal branding, like Jeff Bezos has said, personal branding is what people talk about you when you're not in the room, which means what people say about you or how people remember you is your personal brand. Right? So, for example, if I talk about Amitabh Bachchan, right? We say ki okay, he is known for his voice, for his that angry young man, uh, the image. That's his personal brand. So ask yourself this question: how am I remembered? How do people remember me? What are my attributes? What are my skills or personality traits through which people remember me? Ask yourself this question. And so personal branding is a combination of your skills, your personality traits, your portrayal or your grooming, everything packaged into one thing. And how do you portray yourself to the world is your personal brand. So the first step is make a small research and ask people how do they remember you. You know, if that matches with how you want them to remember, you are on your way to build your personal brand. So personal brand, like you said, is very, very important for each and everybody of us, especially these times like pandemic has thrown a light on this key. You know, when you're not meeting people physically, how will they remember you?
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
remember you by your brand, right?
That was going to be my next question. Ki, if you are actually in a room full of people, it's probably easier. That's what I feel now because of the pandemic, that you can probably create that presence. Maybe just
Yes.
one good question or one good answer, one thinking point that you give to the forum, that will probably create your presence there. But in a space like this, let's say I'm in a corporate job right now. I joined just before the pandemic hit, so I probably have gone to the office twice in the last 15 odd months, and that's a new office, right? I mean, I've cleared my exams and I've joined a new office, so not nobody there probably would know me. Uh,
Right.
in these last 15 months, I've worked with about 10-15 people, not more than that, on few projects. So how do I create a personal brand, or let's say a presence? If, let's say, out of these, except for these 15 people, there are another 60 odd people in the organization. If any one of them wants to reach out to me, why will they reach out to me? So personal branding or creating your presence felt in a digital environment, how do we do that? Or I mean, how, and I know it's important, so how do we do that?
So, personal branding, like you said, it's easier when you are physically present, but digitally now it's become very important. But also, people have a lot of doubt and they don't know what to do. Personal branding is every little thing that you do. Okay, so be it, for example, a simple message that you send on a WhatsApp, or an email that you're writing, or how are you behaving in the webinar, or how are you interacting with your clients. Every single thing encompasses your personal brand. So what you can do is analyze what is the image that you want to make, in front of your organization. You want to look authoritative, or you want to be called as a knowledgeable person, or somebody who's very approachable. What are the attributes what you want to be attached with? Okay, then start understanding what are the actions and what are the words that you need to use for people to relate these attributes to what you want. So your actions, your words, your even your verbal, your written, every kind of communication should represent those attributes, and that is how you will build your personal brand. So for example, if you want your organization to look up to you as somebody who's approachable, yes, yet very knowledgeable,
Yeah.
so your communication, even through emails or through WhatsApp, will be um, semi-formal, which is approachable yet a lot of detailed, in the sense of knowledge-based communication. Okay, so these are the ways in which you will build your personal brand. So every message, make sure you are sending a very thoughtful message. Even if it's 2 lines, it should be well created, well crafted message,
So
not just random messages.
giving value basically to the reader.
Yes, giving value, showing your personality even through 1 line is what you have to take care of.
Right. Another question which I had was, I mean, if since you have trained a lot of people, I mean, I see that you've trained in PwC or other big fours. You've trained a lot of chartered accountants. You've been training in ICAI, right? You've trained a lot
Right.
of professionals. So as a professional, be it CA, CS, or any other professional course, uh, I feel personally that personal branding, communication, presentation, these soft skills are not part of any curriculum. As it
Right.
is a self-study course, or we don't have a college to go to, so we don't interact with people. We do have our articleship, but that's again on a more professional level. So as professionals, what do we do to fill that gap of communication? personal branding overall again.
So, as a professional, like I said, every communication is important, be it at your personal level with your family or your friends, or even at a professional level. So, like you said, professionals like CA, CS, we don't have really a college to go to, and we don't interact with people, which is very important for us to develop our communication skills. That unless you interact with people, you will not really get experience how to interact. So what you can do is analyze your interactions with your family, your friends, and also take your internship very seriously. Internship is a blessing in disguise, not only for your professional experience, but to polish yourself uh, in your soft skills and in your personal branding. That is one very important aspect you can work with. Also, I will really recommend to start building your digital presence from early age, like get a good professional LinkedIn profile, be active on that, create a good image over LinkedIn. It's really helpful, and that gives you a base for your online personal branding.
Sure.
So yeah, and especially personal branding is very important for CAs and professionals, because it's all about creating trust and authority as a professional.
Yes, definitely. And I think I would really resonate with two things that you said, and it really, I feel I've been through that as well. Internship, taking internship seriously. So as chartered accountants, we have these 3 years of articleship, compulsory articleship that we have to do. So before that, I was not outspoken and participative in conversations. I feel even in your articleship, any internship that you do, more than technical skills, वो तो सब सिखाएंगे. You have to really focus on your soft skills. I mean, whatever little transformation that I have seen in myself when I was maybe 17, 18, and to what I am today, 24, a lot of it has come from the 3 years of articleship. I think the exposure that I was given, I was allowed to speak with the client directly, not because I was really good at speaking, but it was an opportunity given to me once. I took it, I did well, probably that repeated. And I feel most of my non-technical skills, the soft skills part of it, the presentation, the way I speak, uh, more or less has come from that experience, and it always improves as you speak more to people. It does not, it's not that ki wo first day se aap अच्छे से बात करोगे, and it's not about the language you speak in, and it's not about that कि आपको इंग्लिश में बात करनी है, हिंदी में बात करनी है. I feel that communication is something which needs to be communicated. सामने वाले को समझेगा नहीं तो it doesn't make sense if you use jargons, if you use some good words. वो समझेगा नहीं, then it's, I mean, it's of no value to the listener. So I think taking internships is very important. Second point which I really liked is building your LinkedIn profile. So I remember when I was in my articleship, I used to spend more time on LinkedIn than Facebook. I haven't used Facebook for I think 4 or 5 years now, I feel. But I was really focused on LinkedIn. I used to participate in conversations, try to connect with people who are in the same space, maybe elder to me, maybe more experienced to me. Try to understand from them कि journey कैसे होने वाला है, what to expect, what not to expect. And I feel LinkedIn presence has really helped me, to get connections. आगे जाके वही काम आएंगे. I mean, your network is your net worth, right? As you say. So I feel, yeah, I mean, that again has really helped me. Uh, yeah.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. So, so one thing I would like to add, especially for all the professionals out there, be it CA or CS or any kind of professional who are CFA, um, when a client is coming to you, he's coming with a lot of trust that you will handle the files or the case very um, with a lot of authority, with a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of knowledge, and you will give your best. So that's a trust and the image that you have. And professionals is all about branding. So when people are coming to you, they're not coming for your firm's name, or they're coming to you as a professional. So you are a brand. So the better brand you have, the more clients you get. Simple as that. So you have to build that personal brand to get more clients or to get that job. So if you have a good personal brand on your LinkedIn or through your network, or when you are physically present there for the interview, if you have a good personal brand, you will definitely crack that interview. So you have to really work on your personal brand, either to get your interview or to get those clients, or even to excel in your job. So start building your brand from today itself. There's nothing कि ठीक है ना, जब मैं बन जाऊंगा सीए या तो फिर I get that job उसके बाद I'll start working. No, the earlier you start, just like financial planning, the earlier you start, the more benefits you will get. It's all about the compounding effect, right?
Yeah, yes, yes. Yeah, and I think here again you mentioned a very good point that people come to you not because of your firm, but because of you. I think it's actually relevant. So in Big Fours, we've seen that there's a partner who has his set of clients. If he moves from one Big Four to another, he takes away the clients with
Those
him, right?
clients,
So it's
correct,
not that the client is with a particular firm because it's Deloitte, because it's KPMG. It's
right?
because of that partner.
So
And it's not that he's creating that image only when he becomes a partner. He's working with that client from the bottom of the ladder till he ladders up to the top of the organization. So if since he's a manager, वहां से लेके वो रैपो बनते जाता है एंड देन पार्टनर तक यू हैव दैट ग्रिप कि अगर मैं गया तो मैं क्लाइंट को लेके जा सकता हूँ. And I
right,
think that's very important. That's exactly what it's a perfect example of a personal brand for professionals, that
correct,
you have that control. The client is with you because of you, not because of your firm. So yeah, that is, I think that hit me. It's really a good important point.
correct. So for everybody out there, start working on your personal brand and managing your finance as early as possible. Every day is a good day. Every time is a good time. Every second is a good second. So like Pranav said, just a small notebook or a page for you to start maintaining your financial planning, start planning your finances well, just your income, your expenses, and at least start with the process. The start is a big thing, and once you start, you will start developing. And for personal branding, start with this question: whom do how do I want to be remembered as? If you have that answer, start with representing yourself in that way to people, and slowly you will develop that personal brand for yourself. Okay. If you have any questions regarding these two topics, you can connect anytime with us. If you want to have your financials planned, okay, in a professional manner, you can contact Pranav. He is amazing with it. And if you want to develop your personal brand, you can come to me. We can work together. So thank you so much for Pranav for spending your time and giving such valuable insights on financial planning, why it's important and how we can do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having me here. Actually, I'm obliged and looking forward to such more sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pranav. Thank you.